Hello and welcome to With Heart and Soul podcast. You're listening to your hosts, David and Jackie. Hi, David.
Hello.
How are you today?
I am doing well. Surprisingly enough, for our viewers that don't know, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and it is snowing outside. It is snowing outside. But though I don't want you guys to get all hyped up. It's snowing, but it's not sticking at all. So it's literally you can see the snow, very picturesque, but it's literally nothing on. I'll say this: the snow is definitely accumulating on like the uh bushes, bushes, and the trees, but not on the ground because the night before it rained, so it's not dry enough for it to snow. But very nice looking, I'll say that. How about you? How are you doing?
Yeah, snow is so pretty. I'm doing well. I'm kind of like just having a slow and easy day because I was out last night, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
I just finished cleaning my house and I just showered and I'm not happy about my hair, which you already know. Um, So if you see me, excuse my appearance. But also when people like go on camera and say, excuse my appearance, I'm always just like, she looks great. What is she talking about? So maybe I don't need to excuse my appearance. I don't know.
As I said, there's nothing wrong with you coming as you are to the podcast because that's your authentic self. So, but I don't want you to slide by what you did yesterday, because as we said in our previous podcast, Jackie's birthday was coming up and now it has passed, but it's still her birthday week. It's not over yet. So tell me and tell the viewers, how was your birthday week?
Well, first of all, next Thursday will be like a whole week after my birthday, which is when this is coming out. So by birthday week, we mean as we're recording this on Sunday
Mm-hmm.
the 16th. So yeah. Also, I didn't get to talk about that. It's gonna snow here too.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I
Look
jumped the
at
gun.
you wanting to just jump the gun. But yes, it's gonna snow here where I'm at too. I'm in Pennsylvania, and it was -1 degrees when I woke up today.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Yeah.
And yeah, we're under winter storm warning starting at 6 p.m. until 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. But thankfully, most jobs are closed, right, for Martin Luther King's birthday,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which was officially yesterday, I believe, right?
No, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow.
No, the day, like the work day off is tomorrow, but his
Right.
actual birthday was Saturday, I think.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. So the day is not officially his birthday. It's just a remembrance of his birthday.
Yes,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
we're observing it as a country by like not working.
Yeah. Basically.
But yeah, happy birthday, Martin Luther King.
Yes.
Um, what am I getting at? What am I saying? Oh yeah, it's good that everything is closed tomorrow. That way everyone can stay safe and stay home because jobs just don't care about your life and they'll be like, so you're gonna show up or what?
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be nice. And we have an extra day to rest and everything. So I'm excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, talk about your birthday next.
I was like, yeah, that's all good and all, but let's get to the juicy stuff. Like, what happened in your birthday week? What happened? What gifts you got? Who surprisingly said happy birthday to you that you haven't talked 2 years? You know, the typical stuff. So, we need the details. We need the
All the
details.
tea.
Yes.
So it was David's idea for today's topic to be about my birthday, which is totally fine. I have a lot of things to say. So let's see if I can come up with an hour's worth of things. So let me try to go back mentally. So I took off Wednesday for my birthday. So Tuesday evening, I didn't do anything too crazy, but I got to pick dinner and I picked tacos and I had a beer that night. I didn't want to get too wild and like have more than one drink because I had a big day the next day. I had big plans, so I had to get up early. So the next day I got to sleep in, and sleeping in is like one of my favorite things to do aside from not going to work. Um, so so yeah, I think I woke up at like 7, which is sleeping into me because I typically get up at 5:15 to 5:30 so I can do my whole morning thing. But yeah, so I slept until like 7 and then I got my gifts from Jackie in the morning. I have this necklace that I talked about before. It's a necklace that says empathy on it. I don't have it on right now, but that necklace was fake. And I had said to Jackie that I really want a real one. And so she got me a real one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that was really nice. I don't remember really what else she got me. Other little things. I just got my gift from my sister today, and she made me a cup. We shouted her out in our previous episode, and as I said, David did put her shop in our description if you're interested in checking out her Instagram. But she made me a really cute cup. And then my other sister has a small business as well. So she gave me a pen and two bracelets. My other sister,
Oh.
she makes bracelets. So yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Slow down. Slow down.
What?
First, let's shout out Jackie. She's a good listener. She remembered what you wanted for your birthday. She got it for you. That's amazing. So shout out my friend. Shout out my friend Jackie. I know she's gonna listen to this. So that's awesome. And then, so how many sisters do you have? I thought you had two. Oh, you have three?
I have three sisters.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So my from my parents, like my mother and my father, they had three kids. So I
Mhm.
have two sisters there, and then my mother remarried, and so I have a little sister there.
Okay.
She was born when I was 14, and I believe she's 14 now. I do not get to speak to her, but I still got like the things from her small business. My sister that I do talk to gave me those things. So
Okay. Got you. Makes
yeah.
sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's such a complicated mess, right?
I was just trying to put the pieces together for myself and the listeners out there. So
Oh, I'm always trying to put the pieces together myself. So, um, but yeah, what else can I say? Okay, so Wednesday I was going to Philly to the fashion district.
Mhm.
All I like to do on my birthday is go shopping every year. So I wanted to go shopping, but Jackie was like, "Why would you go shopping in the same places? Like we can go somewhere else. Let's go to Philly." And there was also an art show in Philly, so we went there, and that was also within the fashion district. So when we got there, we went to a farmer's market, and I had vegan lox and cream cheese, which was amazing.
Oh.
After that, we got a beer, a really, really big beer, because you got to shop in Philly with just a little buzz. Um, and then after that, I went to a couple of stores, did a little bit of shopping, and then I went to the art show. The art show was my favorite part of the day, and I cried at the art show because I don't know, sometimes art is like moving.
Oh.
Yeah. Have you ever been to an art show, or are you an
I
art person?
I am an art person. I love art. Um, I used to draw a lot back in the day. I haven't really been went back to drawing, and I used to write poetry as well. Um, Fun fact. But yeah, I actually do like going to art shows. Definitely very cool. It's a nice art museum in Atlanta. So if you guys do ever come to Atlanta, I'll tell you about that. And yeah, that's cool. So what about the art show made you cry? What particular piece did you see, or was it like a combination of everything all together?
No, it was one particular moment. But real quick, your talents are endless, aren't they?
Well, I was a quiet kid back in the day, so I used to just be to myself and just draw and like write poetry and stuff like that back in like high school, like early college years. Because it was freeing, it was very expressive. So plus I didn't have to share it to anyone, I could just keep it to myself. So um yeah, I haven't really wrote poetry or draw anything in a while. Might have to get back into that. Might have to get
Yeah,
back.
I would love to see a piece or two of
Yeah,
each.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, there was something in the museum. It was like a wall, and it had like rolled up pieces of paper. And I posted all of this on my Instagram story, but there was like a little blurb next to it, like telling you what it was all about. And it basically
Mm.
said like there's a lot of things that people have to say to someone that are unsaid, like last words you couldn't say to someone, whether they passed away or it was a breakup or just something that changed your life, just anything deep about you. So you could take a piece of paper and write that on there and put it on the wall. And then you can also read other people's papers. So I wrote mine and I put it on the wall, and then I like ran my fingers across the wall, and wherever I stopped, I picked up the paper. And I just was reading people's things, and it just got me in the feels. I just couldn't help it. I just couldn't help it, and I started crying. Jackie was like, "Are you crying?" And I was like, "Yes." She's like, "Which one was it?" I was like, "All of them. It's just so nice."
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Humanity just gives me the chills. Like when you feel like everyone is like one, like um when I went to a concert, I felt like that too. Like you know how concerts are so packed, there's like hundreds of people and everybody's enjoying the same music at the same
Mhm,
time and they're
mhm.
all singing along to it. It just like it's like, "Oh my God." Like I don't know. Overwhelming.
No,
Overwhelming happiness, I would say.
yeah, yeah. It's just all the energy all at one time. Yeah, I agree. It gives me like chills, like as you said, like
Yeah.
chills or like goosebumps. It's like, oh, this is great. Like this is a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's cool. And I did see on your Instagram that you did write your own, right?
Yes, I did write mine. It was about abuse, of course, the message I want to get
Mhm.
across to everyone. So, I don't remember exactly what I wrote. I think I wrote an abusive relationship taught me some of the hardest lessons in my life. I remember that was the first sentence. I don't remember what else. I didn't want to take a picture of it or like share it with Jackie or anything. I just wanted it to be between me and the piece of paper. But the topic was abuse.
Mm, and that's very beautiful. Definitely like, especially on your birthday, you're reaching another year, and you're not able to write down the things that you went through instead of like
Mhm.
putting it away or putting it to the side or pretend like it never happened. I mean, that's very big of you. Very big.
Yes, it was a cool place. It's called Wonder Spaces in the fashion district in Philadelphia. If you
Wonder
guys are in
faces.
Pennsylvania, I know we have a lot of listeners in Philly. I don't know who they are, but hi, and
Hello.
go to Wonder Spaces. But also there was like a chalkboard wall there, and it said, "Before I die, I want to," and like you could see anonymous different answers. So I loved that a lot too. One of the ones that I liked the best was the one that said, "Before I die, I want to find true love." I'm just like,
That's
I'm
that's
like the biggest sucker for love. So that was cute.
that was cute. That's amazing. Oh man. And it's so cool that because it's like a whole bunch, so many different people have touched that canvas and you're just adding on to that. It's like a
Yeah.
collection of thoughts and ideas. It's beautiful. That's cool.
I know. I'm like cold thinking about it. But for that one, I wrote, "I want to go to Paris." I want to go to Paris so bad. And there's a show on Netflix that I watched, like I binge watched on my birthday week. It's called Emily in Paris.
Oh,
And
I did
now
see
I
that.
want, you did see it?
No, 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 no. I didn't watch it, but I saw I saw it there. And
I don't think you
I've
would
been to
like it.
Paris before. I've been to Paris
You
before.
have?
Yeah, I've been to Paris.
Oh, wow. Of course you have.
No, it was
Whatever.
it was a study abroad trip. It was a study abroad. We actually went to the Netherlands, and then France and the Netherlands are really close to each other. It's like I mean, a lot of stuff in Europe you could take a train. So we took a train to Paris. We stayed there for like maybe 2 days or so, and
Mhm.
then Eiffel Tower, all that stuff. But Paris is beautiful. Definitely Paris is beautiful. Definitely a trip you definitely need to go to soon. Definitely.
I really, really want to. Someday. It's a long flight, isn't it?
It is. It is a couple hours. I mean, but it's doable. It's definitely
Yeah.
doable. Just find some good deals. You should be all right.
Yeah. I really, really, really want to go. But yeah, it's a doable desire.
Yeah,
Just like finding true love before you die is a doable desire.
it is. Very much so. I agree on that.
Yes. So yeah, we got the heck up out of Philly after that because, traffic.
Mhm.
So when we were driving home, our car got hit. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, there was a car like speeding behind Jackie and she was in the fast lane and I think she felt like the car wasn't going to even slow down even though she was in front of them. So she went to switch lanes and he just continued his speed and like hit the side of her vehicle. And he kept driving. He drove away so fast. Yeah.
How bad is the damage?
It knocked off her mirror on the driver's side, and there's like scraping and paint transfer on the entire driver's side from the end to the front.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so thankfully Jackie has other vehicle options, and thankfully we're able to afford whatever it is she needs to do. And thankfully, we're in the best position possible, which is what I keep trying to tell her, because obviously she's so upset. She was the driver, and it takes a mental toll on you when you get hit and everything like that. So she's been kind of going through it, and her back hurts and everything. She refused to go to the doctor, but I keep just telling her, like, we're in the best position possible for this. Like, there are people who can't afford this, and car accidents ruin their life. Like, we're good and we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. That's definitely very nice, and to reassure her that everything will be okay.
Yeah.
Especially when something like that traumatic happens. And the worst part is that you can't even get the insurance information from the other person because they spit off, and now you got to
Yep.
pay for everything yourself. It's crazy.
Yeah. So it was a little weird going from the feeling connected to humanity aspect while in the museum
Yeah.
to getting hit in the on the highway and the car speeding away, and then it's like, okay, there's just totally two different sides to humanity. It was a
Yeah.
little wake up call.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's doing fine otherwise, and the car will be fine, and it'll all be okay. But that was a bummer. I was like, how dare a car accident occur on my day of birth?
I know. It's supposed to be nothing but celebration 24/7.
Yeah, the disrespect. But yes, so we got home, and we FaceTime people, and I got like a little dairy-free cheesecake, and I posted pictures of that moment as well.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much laughed for like 2 hours straight that night, which was really nice. I was like
Wow.
crying, laughing, like, yeah. So that was the perfect way to end my birthday.
Oh, that's amazing. That's a good birthday. Well, other than the car accident
Yeah.
situation, that's a good birthday. You didn't have to work. You did a little traveling, did a little shopping, looked at some art. You shed some tears of joy. It's
Yes.
that's
So
amazing.
yeah, it was really nice. And I heard from a lot of people, which I did also mention on Instagram, that I heard from a lot of people, which I usually don't because I keep my birthday a secret. Just because, like, I don't want to get disappointed by expecting my birthday to be good. So I think I just like to pretend it's not happening, and I don't usually get excited. But this year I was excited, and I kept just saying it to everyone. And I also kept putting it on Instagram too, like, hey, my birthday's on Wednesday. My birthday's on Wednesday. Everybody I talk to, I'm like, my birthday's on Wednesday. So I'm guessing they got the point. So a lot of people said happy birthday. So that was nice.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, yeah, you had to throw in little hints here and there, but especially if you feel like, I think the biggest thing about birthdays, especially for me, is like if you just feel appreciated, like on that day of your birth. And sometimes some birthdays are better than the others, for sure. But
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that you have let. I think this is the most powerful thing, is that I'm glad that you let people celebrate with you. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I think part of it, and not only for me, I know there's a lot of people that don't like their birthday, and part of it is just maybe feeling unworthy of the celebration. So you kind of have to get over that, and your birthday is what you make of it. You have to make those choices to allow people to love you and celebrate you, and not have, what's it called, like imposter syndrome, I would say,
Mhm.
about your own birthday. I think that helps, and that's what changed it for me this year.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, because even like pre birthday celebration, you were excited, you were so happy. I know there was one little snafu about how many people were gonna come, and COVID and all that different stuff. But other than that, you were very excited about your birthday, and I'm glad it was a success. And then you were able to extend your birthday to the weekend, which was another good successful thing.
Yes. I did. I wanted to have a birthday dinner, but as I said on Instagram today, there was supposed to be 14 people all together, and there was
Mhm.
4 people all together. So I mean, it was just okay. It was probably because of COVID, but I definitely had more fun the day of my birthday than I did last night. But if there was like all 14 people there, then I probably would have had like more fun last night.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was still a good time.
Hmm. That's cool. Did you guys actually go out to eat, or did you just eat in?
We did go out to eat. We went to a restaurant that's like around the corner from our house. It's like an Italian spot, and they have vegan options for me, so that was good. And we met up with 2 of our friends there, and then one of my friends came back to my apartment with me, and we just sat around talking and laughing until midnight.
Okay, that's. I mean, that's what else can you expect? I mean, of course, you could have wanted more people to come for sure, but um, in my book, it sounds like a pretty good birthday. But what about you overall? Would you say this is everything you wanted, other than like the numbers per se, or would you say you still wanted some things to happen on your birthday that you didn't get?
Aside from not being able to see everyone I wanted to see, it was definitely everything I wanted.
Hmm. That's awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thanks. What other birthday questions do you have for me?
Oh, I got plenty. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. So how do you feel about your birthdays now? How do you feel about the idea of celebrating your birthday? I know previously we talked and I think we had plenty of conversations about this, about how you didn't really like your birthday and you really didn't, as you just said, you really didn't tell people that your birthday was coming up and things like that. But now that you have told people and now that you have celebrated with people, what do you feel like you're gonna be, I guess, seeing your birthday going forward? Like how you gonna see your birthday going forward?
I feel like going forward, I'll be more excited and I'll enjoy it more now, because I'm different now and I've learned how to not take things personal. Like, for example, me supposed to have 14 people at this birthday dinner and that didn't end up happening. And I told every single person multiple times, like, I'm not upset with you. And younger and more immature me would have been upset with other people. But now I know that people don't like owe you explanations and people don't owe you their time, and if people can't make it, it's not personal. Like everything isn't personal. So if people can't make it, I don't feel unworthy for that. Like I don't feel less loved by anyone that couldn't be there or anything like that. So now going forward, I don't have to fear disappointment about my birthday because I know that everything is impersonal.
Mm. And that shows a lot of growth from you as a person. So I guess a follow question for that would be like, what about you and what has happened to you that has transformed yourself into the Jacky that we're listening to and watching today? Like, how did you get from, oh man, I'll be so upset if someone didn't acknowledge my birthday, or I'm so upset people couldn't make it, to now it's like, okay, I know I wanted this to happen and it didn't happen, but now it's okay. I still had a good time. So how where did the growth come from? Like, what was the transformation for you?
I think it's like the healing journey. When you go on that journey to healing, um you start to just stop taking things so personal. And it's one of the major parts of growing as a person, just to know that everything that happens outside of you isn't about you.
Now,
It's not about your unworthiness.
wow, that's deep.
Is it?
That is deep. You're like, what is it? No, I think it is
I'm like,
because
is that a terrible answer?
no, that's an amazing answer because okay, this is how I felt about it because for one, you decided to go on a healing journey.
Yes.
Secondly, you learned something from the healing journey. And third, you're able to express what happened to you and what you learned from the healing journey. That's three powerful steps because someone can say, oh, yeah, I want to heal, but they never actually take the steps to do it. Someone can say, oh, I'm actually learning, but they can't really articulate it or speak it properly. And then another person, they could say, I've learned from the healing journey. I know exactly what's going on, but I'm not ready to share it. But you shared it. You shared it
Yeah.
with not only me, but with the world. So I think that's pretty cool. That's very cool.
Thank you. I think a part of my healing journey that I'm definitely still working on is like being an orphan adult, if we all know what that means. Like, I don't have parents. So that makes a lot of different things in my life difficult, and my birthday included, and holidays. It makes all of that so difficult. And I always thought I was alone and I was the only child who didn't speak to their parents. But I know there's a lot of people like me. So I like to be open about it just so no one thinks like that there's anything wrong with you, because there's nothing wrong with me and there's nothing wrong with you. Some people get to have great relationships with their parents and some people don't. And it's unfortunate if you don't get to, but I don't think it's like targeted towards you. Like life is not trying to punish you as a person in particular. Those are just the cards that you were dealt, and everyone has cards that they're being dealt. Like everyone has something difficult in their life. your difficult thing tends to be that you don't talk to your parents.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree that you have that circumstance. Other people might have the same circumstance as well. People might have different complete circumstances why they don't talk to their parents. Like for me, my mom died when I was 10, so I've spent 20 birthdays without her, and then I'll spend far more birthdays without her, and it's kind of like, well, am I going to sit here on my birthday and be sad that my mom is not here, or am I going to celebrate my life because I have it? And she's not here to celebrate with me, but I know that she will want me to celebrate.
Yep.
And for your example, yeah, your parents are not willing and able to be in your life, but that doesn't mean you don't have other people around you that want to celebrate with you. As you have said before, that you have people contacting you, FaceTiming you, even though, as you said, some people couldn't come, but you did have two friends that did come and celebrate with you. You were having a good time after that, after the dinner and things like that. So it's like, I think we talked about this in one episode before. It's like we can't disregard the people that actually do care just because some people don't.
Yeah, I agree. I just I also know that there's nothing like a parent's love, and even as an adult you need a parent's guidance and love and protection and all of those things, but I just don't have that, and that's okay, and I'm learning to live without it, but that doesn't mean it's easy. And I think part of it that upsets me is that a lot of people make comments like, that's your mother, you only have one mother, you should work things out with her. And I feel like a child's relationship with their parent is a very personal business, and unless someone asks you like what you think about it, you shouldn't just go and share because it's very insensitive. And what I'm trying to help people understand is that no child wakes up one day and says, I don't want to talk to my parents. I think that we can all agree we want our parents in our lives. And I also believe that we are biologically connected to our mother from conception. We were born inside of her. So, of course, we want that relationship and we will always yearn for it. That's just the way people are chemically created, in my opinion.
No, I agree with that completely. And it's one thing of like, okay, you're trying to heal from this circumstance and situation. And another thing is like, well, people seeing you from the outside looking in, like, oh, well, all you gotta do is just call her, or all you gotta do is just set up a
Yeah.
conversation, or oh, it's not as bad as you think it is, or I'm
Mhm.
sure that once you guys speak, everything will be, back together. And I'm saying this because just because someone else is looking from an outside perspective, thinking that a situation is not bad, it's only the parties that have gone through those situations to know how bad it is. That's like, so if you go to therapy or you go to coaching and stuff like that, and the therapist or the coach is telling you what to do in a situation where they don't know exactly what happened. It's kind of like they're just making assumptions and thinking that, oh, just because you've seen something similar doesn't mean this is exactly what's going on. So as me being a co-host and your friend, I don't know the full story. So I'm not gonna go and pose and say, oh, you need to just go call your mom one day and things like that. Like I'm never gonna do that. So it's really between you and your mom and whatever until you actually go back to having those conversations. But as you said, if you feel like you don't want to engage, you don't want to reach out, you don't want to put any more effort into that, that's completely your choice. Yeah, as you said, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt because you grew another year into this world and you didn't have any contact with them and they didn't reach out and things like that. I mean, that hurts. But at the same time, it's like, well, is it gonna hurt more of me trying to go back and try to fix it when that person's not ready to fix it? Or is it better for me to just, yeah, I'll be hurt today, but tomorrow I realize that I still have people that still love me and care for me. So
Yeah, I think that I've tried too many times to make things better, and there have been multiple times where we stopped talking, and every single time it was me coming back and me apologizing for things I didn't do, and her like never apologizing, and it just was becoming very toxic for me. And if you have a situation with someone like a disagreement, and you come back and you apologize and they don't apologize for what they did, then chances are they're going to repeat their behavior. And just like we talked about, I think in our previous episode, giving people second chances requires change and real remorse for what they did. If there's no remorse, the behavior is going to continue. So you're just going to continue to subject yourself to being hurt over and over by the same person. And this does not go away just because someone's your mother.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, and I think the biggest thing about it is like, especially like on birthdays and stuff like that, you reminisce about those good times. Like I remember when we did spend time together. I remember when things weren't as bad and things like that. And of course you can't help to think like, oh man, I wish things were different. But you got to realize that you're a different person. You have a different, you're on a different trajectory than what that other person is trying to do. And as I said last episode, it was like there are people who want to grow and people who want to be better, but there are people who literally are fine where they are and they feel like they do no wrong. And I can't fault them for believing that because for some reason they believe it's true. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and wait for you to change your ways. That's wasted effort. I have a life to live as well. I'm not going to wait here 2, 3, 4, 5 years until you realize, you know what, I was wrong. I'm going to live my life. And if you want to reach me, you'll find your way to reach me. But if not, that's okay. And I'm going to continue to live my best life possible. And that's it.
That's exactly how I feel about it. It's also just weird because I don't know why people like send her screenshots of my Instagram. I'm just like, what are you like for what? I literally do not understand. Like she is able to get updates on my life because somebody's helping her get updates. And I feel like she has no right to know what's going on right now. I mean, granted, my Instagram is public, so that's going to happen at a certain to a certain extent. I have to not care who will see what because I choose to have my page public. But I make that choice to have my page public so I could reach as many people as I possibly can. And if I were to have it private just because of one person, I'm really limiting myself. So you have to just really not care what people think. Literally no one.
Yeah.
And that includes your own mom, which is not an easy thing to do. But I think posting on Instagram is just difficult in general for that reason. Like you have to, with every single post, it's like I choose not to care what people think right now.
Yeah, I agree. And the wise saying is that what is it that if you don't have any haters, you're not popping. So you got haters, so it's okay. It's completely okay that you got haters and you got people watching you as screenshotting stuff because people like to see what you're doing at all times, and they want to see what's going on. And when you start to rise, they'll say, "Oh, well, that's good." And then when you start to fall, "Oh, I always knew that was going to happen. I knew this was gonna," and things of that nature. So it is what it is. For me, like, of course, I have people that don't like the things that I do at times, and I know that they won't personally come up to me and say it, but I can tell that, there are people that don't like the way I move and things like that, which is completely fine. And that's up to them. If they want to devote their energy to hate, let them hate. Am I devoting my energy to that? Not at all. I'm just going to keep living my life. And that's perfectly fine. We can't force people to choose to do things certain ways or act certain ways. And, all I have to say to that is that I wish you well. Whatever you decide to do, I wish you well.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God, that totally reminds me. I have a story,
Okay.
but also I forgot to hit the timer. Even though right before you hit record, I was like, I'm going to start the timer. I didn't start the timer. So I don't know how long we've been recording. Do you know?
I think it's been probably like 35 minutes.
35 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, like 35
Hopefully
minutes.
he's right, guys. If this episode is extra long, you know who to blame. And it's both of them.
That's fine. Blame me. That just means you got more juicy content.
I know, right? So when I used to work at a job before, I'm going to be very vague about like the details, but when I used to work at a job before, there was these two guys that like walked in and like sat in front of the cubicles in front of me. And I remember like all the girls at work were like, "Oh my God, they're so cute." Like I mentioned this before.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall?
Yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and turns out he was like interested in me and he was like IMing with me, but he was married. You remember all of that?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, what pretty much ended that little, what would you call that if you're just IMing someone at work? Like it's nowhere else, nothing else, just IMing. I don't know, what would you call that? An emotional affair, maybe?
I I
Or
guess
is that a
so.
little too far?
I mean, I guess it would be an emotional affair. I know we talked about this during the work husband, her work wife episode. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Well, then
Well,
what happened?
yes, yes, yes. So at that time, like I was so insecure that getting any sort of attention, even if it was like negative or inappropriate, would like pretty much send me skyrocketing. Like I just thought I was the hottest shit ever because of this.
Mhm.
Like I was so infatuated by this married man who was doing things he shouldn't be doing. And for no reason, literally no reason. After I grew up and, I started my spiritual journey and everything like that, I would look back at this situation and just be like, what a freaking fool. Like, there was nothing great about this man. Like, he was arrogant, he was inappropriate, he was married. Like, obviously, there was nothing good about that. But in that moment, I didn't see things for what they were. Well, anyways, we don't follow each other on Instagram, but the other day I'm looking at who watches my story, and don't you know, married man from work was on there,
Wow.
which means that he literally looked me up and watched my stories. And it was just so funny. Like I couldn't believe it because at that time when this was going on at work, that's what he used to do. He used to watch my stories, every single story, like as I posted them. Like he was the first one back in the day. And I
Mhm.
remember that giving me so much satisfaction and so much worthiness. Like I was just like, oh, he's watching me. He's married, but he's worried about what I'm doing. Like I was dumb. I was immature. But now when I seen that, I just laughed and was like, wow, some people literally never change.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I don't know. Maybe because I don't think that way, but it's just like if you need to step out of your marriage just to get some conversation with someone else to make you feel good, like why are you still married? Like why are you dipping in both sides? Why are
Yeah.
you have one foot here, one foot here? Like pick a side of what you want to do. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And what's funnier about it is just that, like, obviously he was unhappy with her when I went to the office or when he sat in front of me. Either he was unhappy or what could be another option? Like, maybe he doesn't know how to control his emotions.
Mm-hmm.
One or the other, I would say. But I guess there's no real indication that he was unhappy. But he impregnated her, which is fine. That's his wife.
Okay.
But that's how we stopped being friends. She got
Mm-hmm.
pregnant. So he just completely ghosted me and stopped talking to me. And I'm just like, yo, what's up? Are you good? And he's like, oh, well, I'm just tired. My wife is pregnant. So whatever. I left this man alone. Should have been left him alone, but
Mm-hmm.
I left him alone.
Mm-hmm.
And now he has two kids with her. He just had a baby with her like a year ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So now they have two kids and he's still doing the same shit. Like nothing has changed, nothing. And it's just so funny to me. It's just like lessons keep teaching themselves to me. Is that the proper way to say that? I don't know.
We could go with it.
Like I keep relearning the same lesson over and over, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just the best feeling when you put someone on a pedestal above you and you find yourself unworthy of someone, and then you grow up and you learn how amazing you are, and you see that that person that you thought was too good for you is still doing the same shit and they're still in square one. And he actually watched my stories last night too, my birthday Instagram stories. He watched every single one of them. And
Wow.
he still does not follow me. He's literally looking me up in his search bar just to watch my story. And it doesn't give me anything. It
Yeah.
doesn't give me anything.
Well,
No, nothing.
that's good that you went from seeking that type of attention to not seeking it at all. I mean, that's pretty cool. I had a question. So my question for you was
Yeah.
like, so how do you take attention on your birthday? How do you receive it? Do you receive that attention or are you kind of like, I wish I didn't get this attention? Like, what do you feel
Like
about it?
birthday attention or like
Yeah, yeah.
inappropriate.
No,
Oh,
birthday attention. Yeah, birthday attention.
I received it well. I
Mhm.
received it well. It didn't make me think I was better than anybody else. Like I received it humbly, I would say. I was happy. I was happy every time I got a birthday text. Like it really made my day, and not in the sense of like I just want attention on my birthday, in the sense of like obviously birthdays have always been sad for me, and everybody who said happy birthday helped it be not a sad day, and it helped like fill the void of me thinking like, oh, the person who gave birth to me didn't even say happy birthday to me. Like I didn't even have to think about that nor worry about her saying happy birthday, because everybody else's happy birthdays combined was worth more than her one happy birthday.
Wow, that's awesome. And
Yeah.
the reason why I asked that question is because I used to hate getting attention on my birthday. The reason why, and it's because when I grew up, I never used to like getting attention. Like I like to be in the corner or to the side and not really be bothered. But it wasn't until like mid 20s, early 20s that I started actually liking getting attention like on my birthday. Like because I started to realize that people are taking effort to wish you happy birthday. People are taking effort to call you and say happy birthday. People are taking effort to say we wish you well and things like that. And it took me a long time to realize that that's important as well. Um, they're not doing it just for shits and giggles, as we'll say, but they're actually like they value you, they see you as important and things like that. So I had to realize like, okay, maybe this attention is not bad. Because I always used to think like if you try to get so much attention that you actually thought like you were like the hot stuff or things like that. But I had to realize like, hey, this attention is validated, it's needed type of thing. So I was just curious on that. And it's interesting because a lot of people see attention different ways. So
Well, when it comes to birthday attention, like your birthday is a celebration of you being alive. And I used to think it was so silly too, just like you. I care a lot about other people's birthdays, but I never cared a lot about my birthday. I have
mhm.
gone above and beyond for people's birthdays. And then my birthday would come and that same person would literally pretend my birthday wasn't existing, and it was hurtful. Like I do want attention on my birthday, but I won't allow myself to get attention on my birthday. It's like my depression likes company. Okay, like I want to feel like shit on my birthday, so let me feel like shit, but at the same time I don't want to feel like shit, so make me happy. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
So yeah, those are complicated emotions. So I think emotionally regulating yourself helps a lot of things. You can't expect people to read your mind, and if you're not going to tell people like it is, and if you're not going to help yourself, then you're going to be disappointed. Only like you are responsible for all of this, and I think people like to externalize everything and point the blame and make everyone else responsible for our misery, but really we make ourselves more miserable. So if you want to start liking your birthday, that is your choice. That is up to you. But besides that, what was I getting at? Birthday attention. This is literally the day that you were born. Not everyone gets to see another year. Not everyone gets to live. Life is a celebration. Being able to be alive is worth every amount of attention. Like you were born on this day. Like what? Like that's crazy. That's wild. That's cool. So I go out of my way to say happy birthday to a lot of people. Like if someone posts it on Instagram and I'm not really friends with them, I will stop my scrolling and say happy birthday. If someone puts it on their story and I don't have their number, I'm not friends with them, I will stop and say happy birthday, because I just changed the way I view birthdays. It's no one's attention seeking. They were born that day. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I completely agree. Like I had to learn that, but I'm glad I learned that. So I'm glad that and we see this now more, like especially on social media and stuff like that. We see a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's my birthday month," or "It's my birthday week," or it's they do big extravagant things on their birthdays, and some people just go out to dinner, casual dinners and stuff like that with like group of people. Some people go on vacation, some people have an intimate dinner with their loved ones, all these different stuff. But I see now, I guess maybe because I'm getting older, and I see a lot more people actually cherishing their birthdays, especially now, like with the whole COVID situation and
Mm-hmm.
the world changing and all these different stuff. Is like, yeah, cherish that day you were born because you made it. And a lot of people did not make it to that
Mhm.
age that you are now. And it should be very, very valued. And despite who's in your life or who's out of your life and who chooses to be in your life or who doesn't choose to be in your life, you are still alive. So that should be celebrated regardless. So
Yes, life goes on with or without other people. And also it makes me think of funerals. Like at funerals or when someone passes away, people say beautiful things about them. They write it on Instagram. They just say a lot of nice things. But no one takes the time to say that to those people while they're alive. Like, please do not wait until after I die to tell me how amazing I am. Tell me right now because I need.
yes. Yes, yes. Jackie, you're amazing. You're amazing. There you
Thank
go.
you.
There you
Thank
go.
you. But you know, a birthday is a perfect opportunity to tell someone that. Why would you wait till their death day? Wait till their birthday. And that's just a great way to like acknowledge people. And yeah, just don't wait until you're next to someone's casket to start saying things or to bring flowers. Do that now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely agree. So this is like a call to action to anybody and everybody that's listening and watching. Like, if you know somebody's birthday's coming up, or if your birthday's coming up, make sure it's celebrated. Make sure it's definitely celebrated. Take out a little bit of time out your day. Just say happy birthday. Just tell them how much you appreciate them. And then if your birthday's coming up, take the time to appreciate yourself. As I always tell myself and I tell other people, is like, if you can't do nothing super extravagant for your birthday, get your favorite food, get your favorite dessert, watch your favorite movie, go to your favorite place that you like to go to. That matters as well. That's important as well. All of that is special because it's special to you. So do it. So do it. I think that's very, very important.
Yeah, it's like the one day you get to pick everything. You get to pick dinner, you get to pick where you're going. Um, and I guess that's what it looks like more when you're in a relationship. But even if you're single, you have to learn how to take care of yourself and be there for yourself in all aspects. You just have to stop externalizing your life and your happiness. It's not in anyone else's hands. It's not anyone else's responsibility. It's yours. You don't have to wait around for people to love you or find you worthy or say happy birthday to you. You can do that for yourself.
Yeah, I agree. And the one thing I always tell like my coaching clients is that you create your happiness. You create your happiness. Other people just add on to it. So when you're stepping into a relationship or you're seeking something from your birthday, you have to add on, you have to create that happiness and then let other people add on to it. You're not going to create it. I mean, you don't have to wait for somebody to stumble upon your front step one day, or the sun is shining and a rainbow is in the sky and then the stars align and that person comes into your life. No, you create that happiness. And when that person steps into your life, you can tell that person, well, this is what makes me happy. This is what doesn't make me happy. And if you want to be in my life, I want you to add on to my happiness instead of decrease my happiness. And I think that's like a lot of people who step into relationships or are in relationships right now, is that we tend to sacrifice a lot for the other person.
Mhm.
But when we do that, we're losing ourselves in the relationship. And you have to have your own separate happiness outside of the relationship. Not to say you don't have happiness in the relationship, but you have to have your own separate happiness outside the relationship, and then your significant other can add on to that happiness. It's not the other way around. You don't step into a relationship with a blank slate trying to find happiness. That's not going to happen. You're just going to be trying to please the other person, and you're going to pretend like it's happiness. So
I completely agree with that. That's something I had to learn the hard way, but I felt like that was like a factor in my toxic relationship, that I leaned on that person for happiness and expected them to make me happy and take care of me in all ways. And I lost myself. Like, I didn't know what I liked, I didn't know who I was, nothing. And then I had children hoping that I would find myself there. But children are their own separate beings as well. So no one is responsible for your happiness. You can try and try and try to find it, but you're always going to fail because it's you. It's your job. It's an inside job. It's no one else's job, and no one else will ever be able to fulfill it but you.
Yeah, I completely agree. Oh man, I think we've expressed happiness and birthdays to the highest degree. So I guess the only other last question is, what's you gonna do next year for your birthday?
Oh my, I have no idea. I don't know, but I want to go to another art show soon. Like not,
Mhm.
I don't want to wait until next year. I want to go soon. But I don't know. I want to do the same thing every year. I want to go shopping and I want to eat really good food, and that those are usually my only desires. So it's like winter time, so it's hard to do anything unless I were to like fly to the tropics. That would be nice. Like I want to go somewhere where it's a different weather than where I'm at right now.
There you go. There you go. So next year, I expect you to be on a tropical island somewhere posting your pictures, because you say you're gonna be posting more pictures and
Yes.
enjoying yourself. So we are speaking it into existence. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. I've been doing very well with my goal of taking more pictures. I like have to tell myself, I'm like, all right, stop, take a picture.
Yeah, no, I mean the pictures that you took for your birthday at the art museum was amazing. Those are amazing pictures. Yeah.
Yes. Jackie kept asking me, like, get in there, get in the lights and take a picture. Like, this group of girls walked into the
Mhm.
room with the lights and they walked right, like, one of the girls was in front of all the other ones and she walked right through, like, and went right to the lights and she was all posing, like, taking all her pictures. She didn't care who was watching her. And I was looking at her and I was like, man, I want pictures here, but I don't want everyone to look at me. Like, I didn't want anyone to think that I was there just for photos. And I was literally admiring the art, which she did not do. I will also add, she literally just went in there, posed for her pictures, and literally just walked out like.
Ah,
And I was like, bye. And Jackie's like, get in there, come on. And I just kept saying to her, like, I don't want people to look at me. I was just embarrassed. But then I was like, you know what? Fine. I sipped my little beer that I had and I went up and I was standing there and I was just like, she was just talking to me and she like tells me jokes when I take pictures. So it's like natural laughter.
mhm.
But yeah, that was like after a long time of me admiring the art. But then I ended up taking the pictures. It was hard. It was embarrassing, but it was worth it,
Hey,
I guess.
exactly, because the pictures came out great. They were great
They did.
pictures. I mean, they were Instagram worthy because you posted them. So
That's right. That's right. I had the same idea as that other girl. She was like, Instagram post. Like you can just tell when people are purposefully doing things for social media. And then you have this perception that that person has an amazing life, but they literally don't even admire the art. They just walk in there and they're like, pose. Like,
yeah. Yeah, it's one of those situations where people are like, oh, I was here because of my picture. I didn't really enjoy the area. I'm here just to take a picture and that's it. Just so I can show off that I'm here. Instead of
yeah,
like, oh, what did you like about it? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I was there and I looked
yeah,
pretty. That's what I
yeah,
liked.
exactly. And that's not how you live life. Come on, people. But anyway,
But
anything
anyway.
anything else before we wrap up?
Um, I don't think so. I'm starving right now, so I really want to go eat dinner.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm glad we didn't talk about any foods and stuff. I was about to ask you, what would you order? No, I was like, no, because let's not get that going, because then you need to hurry up and close because I can.
yeah, I'm freaking starving right now. I only ate breakfast today, so it's time for me to eat again.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. So, with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed our episode today, this week. Um, and please don't forget to subscribe and follow us on our various social media pages. Jackie's Company, See Where We Land. They got a website. They're also on Instagram. Just type in See Where We Land. They'll pop up. They got an awesome logo. You don't miss out on that. And also shop on their website because they got amazing products. My website is yourcollabcoach.com. I'm a relationship coach. If you're ready to have a discussion about things that are going on in your life, I'm here to have the discussion with you. Just sign up for that free 15-minute coaching session and we could go from there. And I also have a relationship checklist that you can complete as well. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Collab Coaching. My videos are on YouTube, Collab Coaching. Our wonderful Instagram with Heart and Soul Podcast. It's popping. We popping. We look at all of Jacky's awesome reels. The one she did last week was amazing, by the way. I like the colors that she did. Go ahead, check that out. DM us if you have any questions or any ideas for a future episode or what you want us to talk about, or you want to join us on the episode. We are welcoming people to join us. We're going to have that started soon. We're going to have guests coming on soon. And we're on all major podcast stations. Go ahead and subscribe there. We're also on YouTube. Just type in with Heart and Soul Podcast so you can actually see our lovely faces while we're recording. And I think, we're also on SoundCloud as well. I think that's pretty much it. With that being said, thank you guys again for listening to us and watching us for a whole another week. And we value our loyal listeners. We don't know who you are, but we do thank you. So and enjoy your week. Be warm out there if you're on the East Coast because it's going to be snowing. And I think that's about it. With that being said, goodbye, guys. See you next week.
Bye, guys. Thank you.